Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Atzi. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the lessons I've learned since transitioning. On September 11th, I believe, I will be turning 3 years that I've started my medical transition. In honor of that, I wanted to do this video. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Can't get you off mine. Can't get you off mine. Can't get you off mine. Damn it, mommy, I'm feeling for more. Can't get you off.
Just started back up yesterday, so I've been super busy with teaching. So I am super excited to just take some time off this upcoming weekend to celebrate my birthday with my friends and loved ones. Hopefully this video brings y'all joy, as I want to kind of change things up. I know there's like a lot going on in the world just with like anti-trans stuff. It could feel like very heavy and very like difficult, but this is not one of those videos. The purpose of this video is to inspire and to just celebrate womanhood, but also celebrate just being trans. And I know that a lot of you have mentioned saying that like y'all appreciate my vulnerability because y'all are either trans or wanting to start your transition, and just know that like y'all inspire me as well. The first lesson I learned in these 3 years, and I continue to learn sometimes, is my transition shouldn't be about me and not about what others think or want to see. And what I mean by that is that transitioning was a journey that I started because I felt like I needed to do this, and I transitioned because I knew that like transitioning would make me happy, and eventually like transitioning would make me feel more like myself, because I didn't feel like myself. I knew that like I was different since I was like 3 years old, but I didn't have the verbiage or the language or know what trans was until later in life. So that's why I transitioned, because I knew that I was not necessarily in the wrong body, but that how I saw myself is not like the inner me did not reflect the outer me, and I wanted my outer me to reflect the inner me, and I feel like I've done a great job. I know there's plenty more to go, but I love how far I've gotten in my transition. To keep reminding myself that it was about me, because a lot of the times I would get lost and be like, this is what people deem as like part of womanhood, or this is what others expect like women to look like, be like, feel like. And so I had to like remind myself like everyone's journey in womanhood, whether that they are trans or cis, is very different. There's not one story that looks the same. We might share similarities, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are the same. And so I had to like keep reminding myself. And I've had people like in my life who like helped me or reminded me on the days that I felt like I wasn't woman enough, or that, you know, I was being clocked, because I know I look like this now, but in the beginning of my transition, I did not look like this. And that specific lesson for me is one that I have to also keep reminding myself. Not one of those things that just like I experienced once and that's it. It's learning something about myself. And I feel like as humans, that's how we should be. We should be open to growth and just like getting to know ourselves. The second lesson that I've learned in my time transitioning in these 3 years, the more passing I get, the more privilege in society I get. And for those of you who don't know what passing means, is that like look like a cisgender woman, or like I look like I'm not trans. And that is a word that has been used by our community and in our community for a long time. Um, and so, because in the beginning of my transition, I was what we would say to as breaky, which means like, or clocky, meaning like someone can look at me and be like, well, and you look like I can't tell if you're a boy or a girl.
Oh, that's no. In the sense that, no. You know.
And now I'm in a point in my life where people can't really tell that I'm trans, and so I am considered a passable trans woman. And because of that, like, I do like not experience certain things that like I experienced early in my transition, or that other trans women might experience, because they would be categorized as like clocky. And so yeah, I had to learn that like when I started like getting more privilege in society, or yeah, people could not like tell that I was trans. And that would happen to me like at work, in social media, yeah, places like that, or like even like when I would go out with my friends, stuff like that. But yeah, that's something that I have had to learn. And so like my experience like in the beginning of my transition to now is a bit different. And obviously like I would love to live in a world where no trans woman has to experience like misgendering, no woman period, because cisgender women are always like accused of being trans, because of certain features. Hope is to live in a world where if I tell you I'm a woman, you just need to believe it, you know what I mean? Like, that isn't something that should be questioned, or that should be like diminished. Like, I feel like transphobia is so fucking stupid. Like, if you're transphobic, to me, like, you're stupid. Like, there's no like easier way to put that. Like, you have your IQ is like fucking low, you know. Same goes with any like ignorance of phobias or isms. So that's what I have to say about that one. And yeah, I know that I'm gonna keep like growing in my transition, and that is gonna give me more privilege. But what I like to do is like, if someone's being transphobic in front of me because they don't know that I'm trans, so that like they feel like it's a safe space for them to like say something that's transphobic, I'm really quick to check them and be like, hey, like, that's not okay to say, like, this is problematic because like X, Y, and Z, or I use this platform, you know. The third lesson that I've learned 3 years of transitioning is to not give my power to men. And this correlates to both the first one and the second one. Because in the beginning of my transition, interestingly enough, like to transitioning, I had never dated a man, and I was never like really interested in men in that way. As some of you may know, like prior to transitioning, like I was with a cisgender woman. Her and I like opened our relationship, and so simultaneously at the same time as we opened our relationship, I started transitioning. Like, when I was on dating apps, like a lot of the people that I would match with were with men. And so I was like, okay, let me give this a try. And after that, it's just an interest for men, you know.
It's a lot that I could say about that. I think it's really weird.
I'm in a relationship right now, but like I'm saying, like in general, of my transition, I would say that I was very male centered. Not that way anymore. I used to date this person who like would tell me like things that I needed to change in myself to be more feminine, and I would listen to him, and I would like feel insecure about myself. And I learned like to quickly be like, that's not something that, but like that's something that like men have done to like cis women. Like, men just be making women insecure, that's not like, I'm a bitch. And so I love that. And my boyfriend, he knows how it is.
That's what the fans want to see. That's literally what the fans want to see.
I had to know, like, why would I, like, determine my transition and, like, my womanhood on the basis of a man? Like, what the fuck does a man know about being a woman? He don't know shit, you know what I mean? So I had to be like, you know what? Cut that shit out. None of the women in my life are like that, so why am I being like that? Like, I'm being like a powerful ass woman, and I'm not gonna let no man tell me what the fuck is feminine. No man define my womanhood. I'm gonna define my, and that's my, like, that's an advice that I would give, like, the trans girls out there. Do not give these bum ass, bitch ass, like, men power. Like, no. I believe that as women, like, we have this power that, like, no one else has. And then the last lesson that I've learned is that it's not all about surgeries. I think one of the biggest things that I saw in my transition was you need to moan down, you need to take your hormones, you need to get your FFS, you need to get your breast augmentation, you need to get, you know, SRS, which is sexual reassignment surgery, you need to get a voice surgery, you need to get, like, damn, now, like, you need to get your ribs, your back. Not even funny, like, how much surgery is pushed on us trans women, like, and now even, like, cis women. Like, I feel like I've seen, like, a lot of, like, cis women and trans women look the same, like, body wise. I'm like, y'all are low-key getting the same surgeries. Like, y'all are all starting to look the same with your BBLs, and in no way, shape, or form am I shaming women for getting surgeries. Like, that's what you want to do with your body, go ahead. But I'm just saying, it didn't just be all about that, because to me, womanhood is all about the interior as well, like decolonizing from the ways that you think, centering women, being surrounded by women, seeing that we are the divine. So yeah. And I know that, like, on my channel I documented my FFS, but I didn't get that surgery till, like, 2 years after my transition. So I took my time with my transition. I let the hormones do what they needed to do, because the first year is just, like, you know, the beginning stages of, like, figuring out who you are, your, like, clothing, like, your aesthetic, your interests. And so the second year is more so, like, kind of just, like, tweaking little things. And even with my FFS, like, I only did certain things to, like, my face. I didn't do everything that, like, you know, the surgeon recommended, because I felt like the other things were not needed. My breast augmentation, like, I know that has been something that, like, I've been, like, really, really, like, pushing for, and something that I've talked about a lot in this channel. But this is a reminder to Angel, like, whenever you're feeling down about, like, not getting an answer about your breast augmentation yet, it's just, like, enjoy your body. Don't fall into the propaganda of surgeries. I was just rewatching Mean Girls, and I was watching that part where they're all kind of judging their body, and I don't ever remember nitpicking my body as much as I do now. People always tell me, like, how beautiful I am, and, like, how gorgeous I am, and how perfect I am, but I feel like it's all, like, a mental thing. And sometimes it's, like, I don't know if it's, like, insecurities or if it's, like, gender dysphoria, but that's something that I need to work through. But I'm still that girl. I'm still that bitch, like, and nobody tell me otherwise. But yeah, that is all the lessons that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all always showing love. I'm gonna try my hardest to vlog for my birthday. My birthday's on Friday. I'm gonna try, but I can't promise anything because I do like to be like present in the moment to enjoy time with like my loved ones. But yeah, hopefully y'all love this video. If you're trans, like, what's something that you have learned throughout your transition? Like, let's just start a positivity thread. But thank y'all so much for watching, and until next time.